So this video is about Donald Trump and why I'm not going to vote for him if he runs the next election, which he may or may not. The first reason, he sold out the United States. He sold out this country. We have no... he sold the country out to the Saudis. When I did some research on Donald Trump, and did some research earlier to 9/11, which had ties to Saudi Arabia. And when you look into the Saudis, they are the biggest exporters of terrorism. The royals, that is. He sold us out. They have military planes. Obviously, it was them buying our equipment, but still. The Saudis are investing heavily in the Gulf industry, the technology industry. A lot of these other industries, they are inviting in. I mean, and it's not necessarily the people, it's of course the religion. I think I made a video before saying that Islam is a false religion. I mean, there's really nothing else to say about it. You can't get around that fact that's founded in stone. It's a false religion. And what's even worse about it is it can be proven to be scientifically false. I'm eating some dopamine cookies, so but seriously, it can be proven to be false. This is something that I've looked into extensively. Programmable religion is the same thing, just like Mormonism, Hinduism. You have Talmud. I mean, you can look into the Talmud, and that's not biblically inspired. It's not the Bible. The Jews in the Old Testament got in a lot of trouble with God for disobeying God. I don't know how many times I've read that God almost destroyed his chosen people for disobeying God. Okay, so that's kind of a fact. They have that history. I don't know if that's what it means, if it's written on their foreheads, that covenant that's everlasting. I believe Jews are God's chosen people. When you look at when Christ was crucified, he was the King of the Jews. But apart from that, I think Trump sold out the Israelis too. I mean, maybe he's an anti-Semite. Maybe he doesn't like the Jewish bankers. I know a lot of people, I guess, who don't like the Jewish bankers, but it's like that with every banking industry. I mean, for the love of money is the root of all evil. And people love money. Now, albeit if you want to deduce that further and further, obviously people need food to eat and clean water, but still they love money. And ultimately money can control people in various forms. You need money to buy food and water, obviously. And there's this whole social credit system, cryptocurrency. I'm considered a token, if you will, an asset. But I don't know. I wouldn't vote for him. I don't plan on voting for him. I obviously am not going to vote for Hillary Clinton. or anyone else. I don't know why he didn't lock her up the first time, other than the only obvious similarity is they both have ties to the Catholic Church, to the Vatican. And obviously the Catholic Church knew about 9/11, but so did the Saudis apparently with the PTEC software and some of those other, it's escaping me at the moment, but those other Saudis. In my opinion, a lot of evil people knew about 9/11. They all had their agenda, from whomever it is. But when we United States went into the Middle East, that uncovered a lot of what the Muslims were doing as far as wickedness. And I have yet to hear about any apologist from Islam to try to make the point that why did these Muslims do these evil things? If they're going to say things like Islam is the only true religion, they had better back it up with facts. They'd better back it up with truth. You know, they can't rationalize the evils that the Muslims do. You know, you have bachabazi, you have homosexuality, and a lot of these things contradict one another. They have different sects in Islam, and I've yet to see any apologist successfully debate these obvious evils and lies, right? Islam is a false religion. It can be disproven by scientific methods nowadays, as well as these other religions. But jihad. I mean, I just saw a little video about these Muslim assassins. They used to smoke hashish, and before they'd go to battle, and that would open up their minds, I guess. And that leads me to Islam as a false religion. It's like an activation of the vagus nerve that they've learned how to control people with, and that's just science. Similar to the Wim Hof method, the body has amazing capabilities, but what's even more amazing is you can control people using those capabilities without them realizing it, I guess. I made videos when you say Allah, you know, similar to it activates your vagus nerve, which I guess loosens the connection between your brain and whatever else, your vagus nerve, and you can control people that way. I mean, it's not necessarily the people. If you want to say it's their culture, I would disagree with you, because culture and religion are two different things, in my opinion. It's more to do with the religion. And then these troops uncovered a lot of those evil things they did in the Middle East that we didn't really hear about. And it's sad because a lot of those women don't have rights over there. So how can you say that Islam is a true religion, or even a religion? It's just a way to control people. A lot of these so-called religions are like that, especially the Catholic Church. It's what I would consider Mystery Babylon in the Book of Revelation. But just to recap, I wouldn't vote for Donald Trump because he seems to be more interested in this new Green Deal with the Saudis and the Middle Easterns versus the United States. Luckily for us, we have the best insurance policy, which is our own military. And I plan on more than likely joining the military here pretty soon. Simply because I can't find a job. And, well, not just that, it's just the place I'm living at now is heavily under the Catholic rule, unfortunately. And hopefully that will fall soon. So, thank you.